Hey guys, it's Rick back again for another Frankenstein video for the cinema of Frankenstein from 1910 till now. And this time, still in the Universal set, but getting closer to being finished. We start with the House of Frankenstein. Now, this one's always had a special place in my heart. Years ago, when I first saw it, or was attempted to see it, there was a bad storm when I was a kid. It was going to be recorded on VHS, but the power went out and we didn't get it. Many years later before I ever saw it, I finally saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel, and then eventually owned it, and I've always had a really soft place for this one as well. House of Frankenstein is only 70 minutes long. It came out on February 16th, 1945, directed by Earl C. Kenton. Probably one of the best casts in a Universal monster film, hands down. You got Boris Karloff back as Dr. Gustav Niemann. Lon Chaney Jr. is the Wolfman. John Carradine making his first appearance as Count Dracula. J. Carrol Naish is Daniel, a hunchback. Glenn Strange's first appearance as the monster. Lionel Atwill is an inspector. And George Zucco has a small role as Professor Lampini. Now, this one's an interesting twist because Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman did really big business for Universal. So they decided, well, let's add more monsters. So they did. There's hunchbacks, vampires, the monster of Frankenstein, mad doctors, everything you could possibly want. The story focuses on Boris Karloff's character, Dr. Niemann, and a hunchback, Daniel, who break out of prison during a storm so they escape, kill Professor Lampini, who has a sideshow, a traveling sideshow of oddities and horror, who actually has the remains of Count Dracula. They wake him up by removing the stake. Dracula goes on a rampage. So that's the first part of the film. John Carradine does a fantastic job as Dracula. A great look. He's got a top hat, very debonair, the tux suit. The bat transformations are really cool in this one. In fact, you actually see the bat feeding on somebody, which is a really nice piece. But that's just the first half of the film. As we get to the second half of the film, where the major plot is concerned, is Dr. Gustav is looking for Frankenstein's journals so he can do brain surgeries and make even his own works better than what he already has. They uncover, frozen in the ice, the Wolfman and the Frankenstein monster, reviving Lawrence Talbot. He leads them to the books with hope to be finally cured of the Wolfman curse. Are they cured? You have to watch to find out. Like I said, it's a fun movie. Glenn Strange as the monster doesn't really have much to do. That's the sad part. He's just basically a prop. And it's a shame because he's got a really good presence as the monster. But that would come later on down the road. We'll see more of him as he portrayed him 3 times. I think John Carradine really steals the show as Dracula. And Lon Chaney Jr. is good as always as the Wolfman. J. Carrol Naish gets some good work in here as Daniel, the hunchback assistant, who's actually doing all the killing in here. So that was interesting. And Lionel Atwill's great character actors along with George Zucco, which is always fun to see. Modest hit. It didn't make the money the others have, because the monster was kind of dying out, the gothic horror and things like that. They'd make one more of the traditional movies, House of Dracula, which we'll cover next, and then it would go into a different experience. But, it's not a bad movie. If you've never seen it, I recommend it. It's 70 minutes. It's short enough to enjoy. You can knock out a few of these in a couple hours. So, fun movie. I enjoy it. And that's really all I got. No major facts on this one. I did read where they wanted Lugosi as Dracula in this, but apparently he was tied up doing other things. But that's all I really got. Take care, guys. Go watch a movie.